It was a gathering of eminent Nigerians from different spheres of life and different professional callings. But the most important fact to note is that these are Nigerians who are desirous for good governance, that have the capacity to deliver what we term in the country today as the dividend of democracy. The NLC President Ayuba Waba, in his welcome address, set the tone for the discussion as he took the participants on the recent debate and called for the restructuring of the country, citing the recent Kaduna Declaration, which came as a response to call for secession by indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and the unguided statements, warnings and threats by individuals and groups across the country.
I look forward to a lively engagement in the discussion that will follow. And that's why also we have used this platform to invite all the very key proponents of this argument from our regional groups, Arewa Consultative Forum, the Afenifere, Indibo Ibo, the South-South Assembly, the youth, our very important ally, the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, all have been invited so that we can use this platform to advance issues and solutions that will actually better the life of Nigerians. Because in this business, we have also found out that whereas we, the masses and the poor, are on the same page of exploitation, those that are actually the proponents of this argument, most of them are also at the top level, sharing and also benefiting from the system.
Speaking at the event, the chairman of the occasion, retired Justice Alpha Begore, and the Sultan of Sokoto, who was a special guest at the occasion, harped on the need to emphasize issues that unite the country, and that the country had always gone through process of restructuring since 1914.
Africa is a wonderful continent. It has been subjected by colonialists to many discrepancies. They stole our resources, they persecuted our leaders, they did so many things. Towards the end, when we started struggling for independence, there was no way, despite the discrepancies instigated by our former leaders, that is, colonial leaders. We are still united. Nigeria will be united forever.
And I think it's important for you, as you talk now, talk openly and bluntly, but with respect to one another, and bring up issues to the table that Labour Congress can now put together, reach out to the government through the Ministry of Labour, through other bodies, say, look, this is what this colloquium came out with. We think as Labour Union, this is the way forward. If you want to stop all the agitations of Biafra, Arewa, and whatever, Afenifere or Odua or whatever it is, look at these issues and take decisive measures.
Other speakers at the event urged Labour to do more to check what some termed strategic manipulation of the system by a few people, and that failure of leadership is predicated more on the attitude of those who occupy leadership positions in the country.
That central rallying point of identity called the state has been taken away from us, I think, by the very policies of successive governments. And because the state is disappearing, people are falling back on those identities: religion, regionalism, ethnicity. And let me tell you, these identities are now competing with the state. They are providing employment. It's not uncommon to come out of church and see a signboard, job for a cleaner. So the church is providing employment where the state is failing.
This thing about the elite from Western states coming to the 2014 confab, the Jonathan confab, to talk about what Southwest wants. Those people were not representing anybody. They were representing themselves. That is the truth of the city. So when Gigi was carrying on about how all sorts of things were built, so what have the Awois built now? The Awois cannot pay salaries. They set up universities that they are not funding. 2 states, Oyo and Osun, refused to. Lautech has been locked up for about 10 months. People are not paid. I don't think that is because of the character of the Federal Republic.
I believe, as they say, I'm not a scientist, but I do listen to scientists, that the longer the cable, the more the distortion. So, between Abuja and my village is a huge distance. So, we do need to speak to specifics, which happily are already provided for in the Nigerian Constitution. Namely, that the revenue allocation formula must be revisited every 5 years. We are now 70 years into democracy, or 80 years, and that formula has never been reviewed. So if you review it, which is within the competence of the President and the National Assembly to do.
The aim of the discourse, amongst others, is to articulate Labour's perspective on the ongoing debate on the restructuring of the country, and it is expected to come up with resolutions that are practical and public policy based, which will be presented to the Presidency, the National and State Assemblies for consideration and implementation. Emmanuel Ehijene, PTV News.